Right, so we do have some breaking news in regards to Iñaki Peña. It says here, according to 21 Marty, that Inaki Pena is reconsidering his future at Barcelona after a tense conversation between him and Hansi Flick. He has also explained that there was a heated conversation between Hansi Flick and Peña. The keeper wanted to know why he was dropped from the starting 11. Hansi Flick believes Peña isn't self-critical, and even the keeper's punctuality was talked about. Inaki Peña left with a bitter taste. Okay, so huge news, because we never thought that Inaki Peña was going to eventually get frustrated with his role right now, because he is the second choice to Szczęsny. And, you know, like, I mean, like, bro, like, it's normal for, like, any player to question, why the hell am I, like, a second choice when not too long ago, about 2 months ago, I was the first choice goalkeeper. And so I can understand the frustration from the players, but at the same time, it surprises me, because knowing his character, knowing his professionalism, I'm like, okay, so like, why are you having these type of like tense conversations with Hansi Flick? You know the whole like the whole sporting project and how we roll here. It does not matter if like you had a couple of good games. If there's another player that's doing better than you, right, better on top of what you have already been doing, that person is gonna be in the starting 11 and not you. And we take into account everything, not just the performances on the pitch, but also how do you act during the training sessions. Are you on time with everything, like on your meals? Are you supposed to be sleeping when you're supposed to be sleeping? Are you on time for the training sessions, for the conversations that are being held outside of matches? Like, are you ready for all of that? And apparently, like, ever since Inaki Peña was 4 minutes late to one of the matches that happened earlier this year, Hansi Flick just said, you're going to be dropped and Szczęsny is going to come in, because we don't allow for you to be like this late on something. Because if you really think about it, 4 minutes is a lot, and you can say a lot in 4 minutes. And so that is a big deal to Hansi Flick. And so I can understand the frustration of Peña coming from both sides. I really do. I understand that. But it is what it is, right? Like, Szczęsny right now, so far, based off what he has been giving us on the pitch and how professional he is outside of the pitch, of course Szczęsny should be starting. He's a good shot stopper. He's very reliant when it comes to like trying to grab the ball with his hands on corners, because he's really tall. And I would say that the only thing that Szczęsny does miss right now, it is the passing abilities, I would say, and the connection between him and the defensive line. That's basically it. But you can already see some improvements going on, and especially in the past 3 matches. And so Inaki Peña so far this season has played 15 La Liga matches, 5 Champions League matches, 1 Copa del Rey match, and 1 Supercopa match. In total, he has had a total of around 1,876 minutes. So it's really not that bad, to be honest. He was pretty much available for the majority of the season. Like, okay, like in terms of the matches that he has like been on the bench, he has been benched against Valencia in La Liga, then Athletic Club, and then Rayo Vallecano, and then Real Valladolid, and then Girona. And then from there, he has been available from September 22nd, 2024, all the way until January 18th, 2025. Up until the most 2 recent La Liga matches, he has also been benched, which has been from Valencia on January 26th and Alaves on February 2nd. And he just continues to be benched moving forward. In terms of where he has also been benched at in the Champions League, he has been benched against Monaco back on September 19th. He has also been benched on January 21st, 2025 against Benfica, and benched against Atalanta on January 29th, 2025. He was available, though, for the matches against Young Boys, Bayern Munich, Red Star, Brest, and also Borussia Dortmund. So, like, it's not like Peña has not played a single minute this season. This guy has been sharing a good amount of minutes with Szczęsny. It's just that, you know, in the past few games, Szczęsny has been the starter, and maybe to him, he's looking like it has been looking bad for the past 6 to 7 matches. I wonder how it's going to look like for the next 6 to 7 weeks. And I need to play. And so if this was really going on right now, and Peña is no longer happy with his role, let's just say, for example, we go into the summer of 2025, and Peña just says, okay, I know Szczęsny's leaving because Szczęsny has only signed with us for 6 months or 7 months. But Peña just says, you know, I want to leave because I just don't like the system. I don't want to take that chance where if I'm late after like 4 minutes, or just because a goalkeeper has been performing better than me, that I need to be benched. Like, I don't like that whole situation, and he wants to leave and go to a different club. And he's just no longer happy, right? Because sometimes you just don't like the system that you're in. If he does leave, what is going to be our next step? Because that means that Peña and Szczęsny leaves us. who is going to be our next goalkeeper. Now, keep in mind that we still have Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, and I know that many are not a fan of Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. I can understand why people might say Ter Stegen is not reliable because he makes so many mistakes and so forth, and I get it, right? But like, dude, like Marc-Andre Ter Stegen before he got injured, do you guys not remember what he did before he left? Like, bro, this guy was doing like Casillas Buffon hybrid masterclasses, and so I think that we're all forgetting where Ter Stegen left off. This guy was amazing before he got injured. And I do think that I do believe that Ter Stegen is going to continue to be a really great goalkeeper. He does have a contract until the summer of 2028, so he's going to be with us for a very long time. It's going to take him, okay, so right now we are in 2025, 3 more years. He'll be 36 or 35 years old. That's a pretty good age, and I want to keep Ter Stegen until 35 years old. And I do think also that Ter Stegen plays a very key role into who our next goalkeeper is going to be. Because whoever that next goalkeeper is going to be that's like 17 or 18 right now, Ter Stegen needs to be there to teach him the fundamentals, how to be a complete package. Ter Stegen has the experience and the leadership, and I do think that that has to be translated towards our next young goalkeeper. Peña is no longer considered as like a young goalkeeper because he is 25, about to turn 26 years old. I'm talking about the goalkeeper that is 17 or 18 years old right now. So Ter Stegen is very much fundamental. And Ter Stegen has to be with us for the next 5 years because, honestly, Ter Stegen at 32 is like a striker being 24 years old. It's not old. Ter Stegen still has a lot of years left at Barcelona. And, you know, like, it seems like Hansi Flick is not afraid to bench anybody. And so I do think that whoever that goalkeeper may be in the future that we might find, and I am going to be referencing in a few seconds, if that future goalkeeper ends up overperforming and outperforming Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, then yes, Ter Stegen most likely will get benched no matter what. To Hansi Flick, is like, okay, who's the better player, and that's it. Does not matter if you have a big name or if you have more experience at the time. If you are doing better than your competition, you will be starting. And so if, for example, Diego Kochen, the player that we're going to be talking about for today, if he ends up doing better in about 1.5 years from today than Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, then he should be starting, and let Ter Stegen just be on the bench. And let him, throughout that time, showcase and teach Kochen all of these experiences and abilities and all these things to him. Like, why not? Ter Stegen is fundamental on and off the pitch, which is the reason why we're going to be talking about Kochen. Because Kochen, to me, I believe, is the future of FC Barcelona's goalkeeping position. If we look at Kochen right now, I'm going to search him up. Diego Kochen is 18 years old. Born on March 19th, 2006. Place of birth, Florida. Okay, so, and he has a contract with Barcelona until the summer of 2028. So at the same time of Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, Diego Kochen is a player that I do think has the capability to be starter material in about 2.5 years from today. And he has been so fundamental to Barca Athletic. I don't see how this guy is not going to make it to the first team. And I believe that Diego Kochen, at 18 years old, can have 4 years with Ter Stegen and really get to know how Ter Stegen functions as a goalkeeper. Hansi Flick already trusts Diego Kochen, and he already started putting him on the list 6 months ago during the East Coast tour in the United States. Kochen was there. Hansi Flick brought in 4 different goalkeepers at that time: Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, Inaki Peña, Astralaga, and Diego Kochen. Diego Kochen barely made it on that list, but Hansi Flick really did trust him, and he said, you belong here because you need to learn a few things. And I trust you, and I've seen you play. And so Flick has been working with Kochen for some time now, and for several reasons. And even though he knew that Diego Kochen was going to get 0 minutes through that tour, he knew that Kochen was going to be somebody special. And if you ask Hansi Flick today, what do you think about Diego Kochen? He'll probably tell you, yeah, he's the future of the goalkeeper position, but he needs more time to marinate in this system, which makes total sense. And it has also been said, according to some sources, that Flick was struck by Kochen's talent and the seriousness with which he approached his work. And Kochen does possess all of the qualities of a Barcelona goalkeeper at La Masia. He has quick reflexes, an impressive physique, good footwork, and he is essential for Barcelona's style of play in the system. And there was a person that was close to Kochen, and he described him as a very pensive and a person of long silence. So somebody that does not really speak a lot. He's very silent, but you can notice his effectiveness when he is a goalkeeper, right? And he needs to stop certain shots. You really get to see Koch's talent. Some people have also said that, you know, he's a good player, a great person, a team player who always prioritizes the team over himself. And that's very, very important. Kochen also made his unofficial first team debut on December 2023 in a friendly against a Mexican side, America, when Barcelona were at that time managed by Xavi Hernandez. They lost 3-2, but so far so good, right? The fact that Xavi Hernandez used Kochen and trusted him in that game is because he has talent. Is he good enough to be starter material? Of course not. But he is ahead of the game, and that's very important. Diego Kochen has also said that his childhood idol, it is Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. Low-key inside, I'm like, bro, you couldn't like name your idol as like Casillas or Buffon or something like that. Like, why Marc-Andre Ter Stegen? But I understand because he plays with him day in, day out, and he understands him and he knows him. He also had a interview with Telemundo back in the summer of 2024, and Kochen said, "It's a dream because all of a sudden you're here one day playing in Florida State and the next you're in the best youth teams in the world." And so I do think that Kochen has the capability to really be our goalkeeper in a few years, which is why I'm not really afraid about Barcelona going on to the market and trying to find a goalkeeper. I believe that for now, our solution is Iñaki Peña and Szczęsny. When we go into the summer, we're going to go back to Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, right? We have to. He is our goalkeeper. And in terms of having more depth to that goalkeeper position, this is assuming if Peña leaves, okay? If we want depth in the Ter Stegen's position, Diego Kochen has to be our guy. That is our man, right? We have a goalkeeper with us already. We do not need to go out there and spend 15 to 25 million euros on a goalkeeper. Diego Kochen should be our man. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.